Thomas Nagel, in his argument, What Is It Like to Be a Bat?, argues against the physicalist thesis, which goes as such. Consciousness and mental states can be broken down to brain states, which are fundamentally physical facts, and if they are physical facts, then we can study them using the sciences. Thomas Nagel argues against this by saying that consciousness can be found in other animals and other mammals. Therefore, we can imagine what it is like to be a bat, right? Well, we can imagine what it's like to be a bat, but we can't know what it is like to be a bat by just using the sciences. Hence, physicalism leaves out an essential part of consciousness, meaning physicalism does not explain all of consciousness and fails. Kathleen Atkins argues that sciences show us that bats do not have the qualifications for consciousness/a point of view. Therefore, it's impossible to imagine what it is like to be a bat because bats do not have consciousness. And it's science that showed us these qualifications. But Thomas Nagel argues that this argument is just for consciousness in any mammal, not just bats. So while she's right that bats don't have a point of view, it's not exactly attacking his main argument. But she does add something very important by showing us that science can capture what animals have perspective and what don't. Yuji Nagasawa also defends physicalism by saying that it is impossible for a human to draw a square circle, meaning it's impossible for a human to do the impossible. But that does not make them unable to draw a square or a circle, something that is logically consistent. So they are not physically unable, but they are logically unable to imagine what it is like to be a bat, to know what it is like to be a bat. Meaning physicalism does not physically fail to not know, it only fails to do the impossible, the logically impossible thing. Thomas Nagel is arguing that it is impossible for humans to know what it is like to be another animal. Because it's logically impossible, it means that Nagel's argument is only stronger, and that it is logically impossible for human sciences and physicalism to capture all representations of consciousness. Now, why does this matter? Well, it matters because it fundamentally gets at the problem of physicalism and neuroscience today. It also brings up some very interesting implications, meaning if human experience is relegated to be a non-physical fact, then human experience is not a physical fact and does not interfere or affect the physical world, meaning experience and consciousness has no effect on reality. This is called epiphenomenalism. Another interesting implication of this article is that we are unable to know what it is like to be a different human, a other mind. And if we can't know what it is like to have a different perspective, we may guess that there may not be another perspective outside of our own. And this is called solipsism. This shows us a criticism of both camps, physicalism and dualism, meaning solipsism and epiphenomenalism set us on a dangerous path of radical skepticism about other minds and minds of our own, whereas physicalism misses out on the most important aspect of consciousness, and that is experience.